everybody, I am back with another video about the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I had just uploaded a first impressions video on Saturday, and I said that I wanted to wear it throughout an entire workday, and I did that today, and it warranted a video like right away. So let me go ahead and say that this foundation held up amazing throughout my workday. And when it comes to it being sweat proof and things like that, it very much is. If you are on my Instagram, then you've already seen my video that I did talking about and showing my face like sweaty and the way that the foundation looked. This is it still on me right now. So yeah, so if you're checking this video out and you're part of my Instagram fam, you're part of Nornan's world, then hi. So yeah, did very well. So it is 84 degrees with 38% humidity, and like I said on my Instagram, it is not as disrespectful as other places out there. However, it was still pretty hot. I went on ahead and tested it out by, I drove home and I went the long way, and I had my windows down, no AC and things like that, so that I was, cooking in my car and stuff, and that's where pretty much most of the sweat and stuff came from. So it did very well today. When I was, and I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast, I have somewhere to be in a little bit, so I'm trying, but I definitely want to film this video. So, yeah, freaking amazing. So the way that I could really tell is when I'm going to the restroom at work, and every time I go in there, I always look up at my face and see like how my makeup's doing and stuff like that. Generally with my foundations and stuff that I wear, it starts to separate, and you can see my pores come through, and you can see some of like my blush and my bronzer and things like that fading away. I did not wear any bronzer, contour, highlighter, anything like that today. It was just blush and the foundation and eye look, just because I was going to work. So my blush is still there, so that's freaking amazing. And my face, the finish of the foundation, it still looked smooth throughout the entire day, and that's the main thing that I noticed. Freaking amazing. I absolutely love it. So if you see my previous video, I said that I had ended up getting a shade lighter. I feel like it was like just one shade off. It's still just a little bit too light. So I went on ahead and I went back and I got another sample. So the first one that I got was 2W0 Warm Vanilla. So when I went in there, she ended up giving me 3W1 Tawny is the name of the shade. So what I'm going to do is I am going to wipe off just the foundation, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this foundation on and wear that for the rest of the day to see, the color, if it actually matches and things like that. And then I will go ahead and go over how that, how I think it looks and if it matches better, and then also my experience with the woman that was there. So yes, I will be right back with all that. And we're back. So that foundation is all off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender and this new shade. So again, I had on 2W0 Warm Vanilla, and now I am going to put on 3W1 in Tawny. So let me go ahead and, by the way, note this, my beauty blender. So just real quick, one of the cons that I want to mention before I get some more on this beauty blender, it was harder to wash out of my beauty blender than any other foundations that I've used on here. So whenever I wash sorry, the lighting is just not the best. Okay. Whenever I wash my beauty blender and stuff from my foundations and everything, I tend to get it fairly, I pretty much get it all out, and I use the Beauty Blender, the solid cleanser, and I love that thing so much. Like, cuts my cleaning time in half with this and my brushes. This foundation and stuff, it didn't wash out as easy, and as you can see, it's still on the Beauty Blender. So that's one con, I guess. Not, super terrible or anything, but that's one thing to note. All right, let's go on ahead and pop this on. Sorry, my mirror's like over here, so. Why did I do this side? I never do this side first. What? No, I'm all kinds of bass backwards. Okay. Ooh. So at first I put like a teeny tiny bit on the beauty blender, so I went on ahead and put more this time. Because it was kind of like the same principle as when I used my finger the first time. Ooh, I almost went to put it on my eyelid. So I will admit, when I first seen like the picture, like the dot picture of the color on the little display, seeing this color like kind of scared me a little. It looked like really, really like orangey and things like that. The woman told me, she's like, don't be scared. I know it looks crazy, but don't like go off of that, you know, the little color thing there, because it's not really that true to color and stuff. And like putting it on, it's definitely a lot better than what it looked like in like on the dot thingy. So yay. This is definitely a better shade for me than the other one. The other one was just a little too white, a little too light. A little too white and light. And of course, like, this is like a hard time to pick foundations when it's like, you know, just it's getting out of the cold, going into the summer. And yeah, see, I could definitely tell, like right up at my forehead is where I can really tell like the color and whether it's right or not. But yeah, like going into summer and then you're tanning and shit, and like I don't fake tan or anything like that. I tan really well just naturally, so I'm like, I go out for runs and stuff and I end up getting a tan line. So it makes it a little bit harder to try and find the right foundation and stuff like that when I'm outside a lot. So constantly like getting darker and everything, but this looks really good to me so far. I'll have to look at it in like a few different mirrors and then like in actual lighting and things like that to get a better feel for it. Okay, so got that on. Let me go ahead and set it. Now I'm not gonna do the whole like full face. I'm gonna do my face just like how I was when I first started the video, just because you'll be able to better see the like color difference between that one and this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Urban Decay setting powder, and where's my brush? Here it is. And then I just kind of dabbed it and then I brushed it on. And also today, I should have mentioned it when I had the other one on, but you can see it if you look at the beginning of the video when I had the other color on. But I actually put eye drops in my eye at some point today, and it was like all over. It was running down my face and all this kind of stuff, and I actually patted it intentionally. I patted right directly underneath my eyes onto the foundation just to see like how much would come off and things like that. Literally like nothing came off. The only thing that came on that freaking tissue was my mascara and stuff like that. I literally saw no foundation on there. So that was flippin' awesome. Yeah, this looks a lot better than that other one. To me, at least right now. Because, you know, initial reactions and stuff are just a little bit different than when you actually start, you know, wearing stuff and things like that for a little while. Okay, so I'm going to take a Coastal Scents brush and I'm going to put on the same blush that I had on earlier, and it is an Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Luminous Flush. So I want it to be like as natural as I could earlier. So that is the blush that I am going to be wearing. doing that on the apples of the cheeks. Yes. Yes, I am. Okay. I feel a lot better about this shade than the other one. It definitely has more of like a yellow tone than the other one did. It felt like the other one was maybe just a little bit more pink than this one. So, yeah, I definitely like this one better. So, my experience that I want to go ahead and go over really quick. So, the first time that I went there, the actual chick that works the makeup counter and stuff, she wasn't there. So, it was kind of later on in the day when I went. So, generally, people that actually work makeup counters and stuff like that kind of like at stores with a bunch of other stuff and not just makeup and everything go home a little bit earlier. So, the woman was actually there today. And this woman was freaking amazing. So I went in there and I had on the face, you know, the other color and everything like that. I actually put it down like on like the entire front part of my neck because I could tell the difference between, you know, the two colors and stuff, and I didn't want it to look really crazy when I was at work. So I went ahead and took it down more. And I was wearing, you know, my shirt that went like all the way around, so you really couldn't see like my natural like neck color and everything. So went in there, and then I let her know, you know, she asked if I needed anything, and then I said, I was like, yes. So I did get a sample of this color, but it's just a little bit too light for me. And I told her, it was like, you know, I took it down on my neck and stuff to try and like blend it out and everything. And she like just took like one glance at me, and she was like, you know, if that one was too light, then go on ahead and let's go with this one. And she pointed at the Tawny, the 3W1. And then that's when I looked at the color, like the dot of the color. I was like, oh, and she goes, no, don't be scared. It's those, you know, dots and stuff on there don't really like show the true color of it and everything. She's like, I could go on ahead and get a sample of it for you, and I will go on ahead and I can swatch on your neck if you want me to. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I sat down and everything, and you know, she's talking to me about it and stuff, and she took off like this part of my, like the foundation that I had on and stuff, so literally like from the cheek, and then she went down the jawline. So she took a flat foundation brush and she put it on, and she even said, she's like, it works really, really well with the beauty blender, or with the sponge. And I was like, yes, I know. But yeah, so she put that on and stuff, and it was like perfect. I'm like, oh my God, yes. So let me just say that I think that it is really awesome that there was somebody there who actually like really, really knew what she was doing. So often do I go into stores and things like that, and I'm pretty good at matching myself. I think this is maybe like the first or second time that I just didn't get it quite right. Where was I going? But yeah, so many times I've gone into a store and they just kind of like guessed, really, and you can tell that they're really guessing because they're looking for confirmation from me when I see it. There's not really like, this is definitely your color, like, you know, stuff like that. Like, I mean, you get those people who, like, you know, for sure know what they're doing, but then, yeah, most of the time, my experience, that's the kind of experience that I've had, where they just kind of guessed. And whenever I'm wearing a foundation, they look at the color of that foundation and go with something that's like pretty much the same damn thing. Even when I tell them, like, okay, the color foundation that I have right now is not really bright. I, you know, kind of need another one and everything. Like, they really just pick out something that's pretty damn similar, or they'll go like one up or one down, not really paying attention to, you know, my actual skin color. I literally had that color, that previous color, all over my face and all over my neck, and pretty much the rest of my neck was covered. And she was able to differentiate between the parts that had the makeup and the parts that didn't have the makeup, and pick the correct color on the first try. So that was freaking awesome, and I really liked that. So props to her. I like her. She's amazing. And then she went on ahead and gave me the sample and stuff, so I'm definitely going to be using this for a while. I'm going to be using this until it goes out. So my overall, pros and cons, because I feel like wearing it, all day today and stuff, that's enough for me to come up with like final opinions and things. So obviously there's a shit ton of pros. So let me go ahead and go over the cons first. So one of the cons, like I said, was the Beauty Blender. That it was harder to wash out of my Beauty Blender than any other foundations that I've used. Now I've used Urban Decay All Nighter. I've used the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. I've used, I can't remember what I've used before that. It Cosmetics, the CC Cream and stuff. So all pretty thick, full coverage foundations. And those did not take as long, like nearly as long to wash out of my Beauty Blender as this one did. So that's one. Another one, the bottle. So, the bottle, it's just, it's just a twisty cap, and then it's open. So it's like this, kind of. And it's just got the open head to it. Now, I wouldn't say that is necessarily my con. It's the fact that it's so liquidy. I can't like do something else that would take away from that con. So my con is that when I was putting it on the first time and I was using it out of this, I dabbled with my finger and I put that on directly on my face, and then I used the Beauty Blender. That was not enough coverage. Like I would have been there for like a while, constantly dipping my finger, putting some more on my face, blending it out and stuff like that. I had to dip the Beauty Blender directly into it to be able to get, a good full coverage, kind of right away. And I love my full coverage foundations. Granted, this is buildable, so you can just keep dipping in, but who wants to sit here and constantly do that for so long? So I had to dip my Beauty Blender directly into it. Okay, sure. What I would have done to where I wouldn't have to do that and keep it just a little bit more sanitary is pour the foundation on the back of my hand, which obviously I would clean, because I always clean my hands right before I do my makeup and stuff, and throughout the time of me doing my makeup. So I would put it on the back of my hand and then just do it directly from there. Put the Beauty Blender on that and then going ahead and do it, because putting it on my hand versus putting it on the top of the thing is I'm dipping it out onto the Beauty Blender and then right back down it goes. So, the whole bacteria and stuff, you can only wash out so much of it, so stuff's gonna go back into the bottle and everything. So, like I said, I would rather put it on my hands and stuff. My hands would be, completely clean and stuff. Granted, it's pretty much the same principle, where it's like, if you can't wash it all off the Beauty Blender, you can't wash them all off your hands, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get it. But it's not going back in the bottle. You know what I mean? So I would pour it on my hand. Only thing is, it's too liquidy for me to do that. It's gonna run everywhere. So I can't do that. I just really wish that just, for that purpose and stuff, a pump is just so much easier to use. It's less, hassle, less of a mess, more sanitary, things like that. So I would have loved it if it was a pump. Is that like an end all be all? No, it's not, because obviously the pros outweigh the cons completely. Like they totally do. That's just, weighing everything, then obviously I have to say it. But the pros is that it is full coverage, it is long lasting, the finish is matte, which I love, and the finish is smooth. Like, it's like, it could be called like the no filter makeup, like no filter foundation kind of thing. Like, in my opinion, it's like the finish of it and the way that it looks and everything is just such a smooth finish. It's so hard for me personally to get that, because I have textured skin. The skin itself is pretty smooth and everything, and like it's not super bumpy or anything like that, but I have scarring, and this scarring and stuff, some of it dips in and everything, and the redness and stuff from my scars and everything, like it shows through, which is why I like, you know, full coverage foundations and things like that. So I just having that smooth finished look, I don't really have that. Yeah, you see it in pictures because I have freaking filters. So, like, I'm not even gonna lie. I rarely do no filter pictures and things like that unless it's specifically to show, you know, something. You know, normally I do it whenever I'm taking like skincare pictures and stuff like that. I won't have filters on those because then you won't be able to really see what my skin looks like, and that defeats the purpose. But like without that, it does look smooth. The finish looks really smooth, and that's freaking awesome. So that's like a huge pro for me, like huge, and that's like the one pro that would like outweigh anything else whatsoever, because I can actually have a smooth finish to my foundation. It actually looks nice. So there's that. It withstood the heat and sweat and weather, and also when I was doing the eye drops and stuff like that, patting like right here and everything, and didn't budge whatsoever, and it was pretty wet. So yeah, my Kat Von D foundation, it didn't do that either. So, you know, that was really awesome. But yeah, I love this foundation. I do. It's awesome. So I am probably going to buy this next. Yeah, this foundation is going to be my next foundation. However, Huda Beauty is coming out with a foundation. I literally only have one product by them, and it's a lipstick, but it's amazing lipstick, and I need to get more Huda Beauty stuff. But anyway, like if that ends up going in stores and things like that before, because like all this, I have all this left and everything, and it's gonna be so hard to finish this because I really just want to use this. But you know, if the Huda Beauty foundation comes out, I'm able to get a sample of that. Like, who knows? I like trying new things, but this for sure is definitely something that I will have someday. So, yeah, overall opinion, this is an amazing foundation, and it definitely deserves all of the praise that it gets. And everyone's comments and stuff where, you know, I've posted about the foundation, they're like, oh my god, this is freaking amazing, it's my holy grail, I haven't bought another foundation since, and stuff like that. Like, it's understood. I understand. This is a freaking amazing foundation. So yeah, that is everything that I have for you. I hope it is. If I missed anything or I forgot something, then I'll probably add it somewhere in text in the video, or I will go ahead and add it in the description box. I will also go ahead and leave the link down in the description box to my first impressions video on this makeup, and then you can check that out as well. So yay! Sorry, I am like super hyper today, like really hyper. So I'm like, anyway. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I kind of want to put on like a darker lipstick just to have some fun. Let's see. Pack. Let's see how it turns out. Might look weird in my green shirt, but I don't care. I could change my shirt. I like it. I love my Colourpop lipsticks. Does anybody else like buy like a shit ton at one time? Because that's exactly what I do. I counted, I have 43 Colourpop lip products. Just lip products in general. If you hadn't seen it, I actually did a compilation of my live lip swatches. It's literally just all of my whole Colourpop lip product collection in one video, all the live swatches and stuff that I did. So if you want to take a look at that, I will go ahead and link that down below as well. So I'm digging this color. Go on, girl, get it, get it. Okay, I am done. Now I'm just goofing off. So yeah, that is my opinion on the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Cult classic, much loved. Okay, so if you guys want to take a look at my first impressions video that I did of, sorry, I'm like, Richard. Okay. So if you guys want to see the first impressions video that I did using this foundation, then I will go ahead and leave that link down below, as well as the Colourpop video of my entire Colourpop lip product collection live swatch video. I will also leave that down below if you wanted to check that out. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, then leave that down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.